Well, this morning I'm talking to Honey Wookie. She's from the Outer Eastern Rostrum Club. And what's a Rostrum Club, Honey?
Rostrum is where you can learn to speak in public. We're a non-sectarian, non-profit-making, non-sexist, as we established before. Since 1973, that is. Anyone can join Rostrum to learn how to speak in public. Most age groups, except if there are young teenagers, they need a responsible adult with them.
Yeah. And you're a member of a number of clubs?
Yes, two. Outer Eastern Rostrum, which meets in Bayswater, and also Club 54, which meets in Hampton. It's called Bayside.
So that's a fair distance for you to go. If there's one in the Outer East and one down the southern suburbs.
I had to join because they both start with Bay. Sort of Bayside. We went initially to help rescue the club that was in danger of folding, so we went, and I liked the group that was forming so much that we joined, and it's not too far to go.
All right, so it's obviously a bit of fun as you're learning new skills?
Well, that's the best way to learn, especially with public speaking, which can be very scary.
Yeah, and what's the scariest part? You were saying off air doing impromptu speeches.
Thanks, Bill. I really don't like impromptu speeches where you're given a topic and you have to get up straight away and speak on it. And I like to think things through before I speak, so it's very difficult for me to speak an impromptu subject.
Well, most people have that problem, and you only give that to experienced speakers, I hope.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm very kind when I'm giving topics to have an idea of what people know about, and that wouldn't be too difficult for them.
Yeah. So what happens at a Rostrum Club? What's a typical meeting, the process?
Well, we start first with a business section, and part of this is to teach people how to chair meetings and how to be office bearers. Then we break for supper, and then we have a speaking session, which is the longest part of the meeting.
So you get practice at being a chairman now. That's great experience for people out there in the community who occasionally have to do chair a meeting.
Yes, and the most important thing about chairing a meeting is to have an agenda, and this is the main thing we teach people. And actually doing it, practicing at the club, gives them the experience to work outside the club.
And you practice sort of motions and replying to motions and how you talk alternately and that sort of thing?
Yes, all the procedures you get at meetings, everything, we do that.
Because when you're out in the community, if someone's trying to disrupt the meeting, it can be very difficult. So hopefully you're teaching people to be able to handle that situation.
Yes, part of the chairmanship is to learn how to control a meeting, and we do remind people that there are difficult circumstances and difficult people.
There certainly are. And so what the speaking part of the program, how does that work? Do you have a forward program where people are programmed to speak, or what happens?
Yes, we have a forward program, and each person gets an item to perform, either an impromptu speech, be prepared for a speech of any length of time, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and other items.
Okay, so what people just rock along or come along there as nervous as anything? Are they taught any skills, or are they just thrown into the abyss?
No, we don't like throwing people into the abyss or in deep ends. People are encouraged to visit a few times before they decide to join, and the first thing we ask them to speak about is the subject they know most about us, and that's themselves. If I ask you something about yourself, you know it. There's no need to prepare for it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not so scary then, and we don't give difficult topics to people or expect them to do anything beyond what they're capable of.
So what happens when they've finished? They just sit down and that's the end of it, or is there some sort of feedback?
Well, yes, we have trained critics. I'm a critic at both clubs. or within rostrum that is, and we encourage people. We don't criticise as such, we encourage them and just point out one thing at a time for them to think about and to improve. So it's not anything that's going to make them feel less confident.
So more of an evaluator rather than a critic.
Yes, of course, and you don't want anyone to tell you you've done an awful job. Just gentle encouragement. This is what happened to me when I first joined. People encouraged me, and you're one of the people who.
Okay, we're letting the secret out, are we?
Yes, yes.
I thought we're trying to keep that secret. That's right. I was a member of your club too. Yeah.
And one of the things Bill taught me was to be properly prepared.
Yes, 6 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yes.
Okay, now, but you said you're a critic or an evaluator. What gives you the right?
I was trained to do it. I'm a human being and I've been there and I know what it feels like to be so nervous and to have to learn something. You learn with encouragement, and we have lots of fun as well. We do other activities as well to help people loosen up a bit.
Yeah. So it's not just getting the words out, there's voice modulation, there's body language.
Yes, one of the things we do at Club 20 is...
Don't scare the potential members off.
No, well look at me. When I first joined Rostrum, I couldn't speak with 2 other people beside me without stumbling over my words, and now look what I'm doing.
You're on TV.
Music is one of the things that really helps people loosen up, where you choose a song, learn the words, bring the CD to the meeting, and you act out the song while you're miming it, and you feel like a dill while you're doing it. But once you've done it, it loosens you up a lot and gives you much more confidence.
Yeah, you do feel a bit of a dill the first time, but when you've done it a few times, it becomes a bit more what you do when you're out in the normal environment.
Yes.
You do loosen up and you act naturally.
Yes, it's like going on the Big Dipper. You get off and you're scared, but then you want to get straight back on.
That's right. Okay, we're getting the wind up, so thanks for coming in today. Now, you're a member of Outer Eastern Rostrum, that's the one we're promoting today?
Yes, it's meets at the Bayswater Uniting Church on the corner of Elm Street and Mountain Highway, and you can contact me on 0437 875 658.
Okay, now that's in Bayswater, and when do you meet?
Tuesday evenings, 1st, 3rd and 5th Tuesdays of each month, between January and June and July and early December.
Okay, and just in case people's biro ran out, just give that phone number once again, very slowly.
It's 0437 875 658.
Okay, thank you very much. I've been talking to Honey Wookie, and she comes from the Outer Eastern Rostrum Club.